Leo for 2013. This also applies if you have a Leo ascendant. So, my dear Leos, this year, for the first 6 months of the year until June the 25th, we've got Jupiter, planet of abundance and good fortune, in your 11th house. So this is a great time to join organisations, to meet up with friends, to start a new social circle, to do anything involving teamwork, working with other people. Great time for volunteering, for helping either in your community or in the wider world, for doing something that's humanitarian, where you feel that you're making a difference. And through that, you'll get some very deep satisfaction. Great time to learn anything new and also study something new, but particularly when it comes to doing it with a group of people, because groups are very well aspected, and you should find that your social circle increases during this time. After that, for the last 6 months of the year, Jupiter going into your 12th house. So this will be a time of maybe some completions, some things, because you're coming then to the end of a 12-year cycle, Leos. So time really to look at what you've completed, what you've done for the last 11 or so years, what's gone on, what would you like to have improved on, and also to start very much developing your intuition. Your dreams are going to be telling you a huge amount of information. Jupiter in the 12th indicates there's a lot going on with your subconscious that you're not listening to, that you're not able to access. So this will be a wonderful time for studying anything in the metaphysical realm, anything concerned with healing, but anything concerned with mental health, psychological health, behaviour patterns, obsessions, all these kinds of things are wonderfully aspected during this particular time. We've got Saturn in your 4th house. Went there in October of 2012, and it's going to stay in this 4th house of home and family for another 2 and a bit years yet. So it's there for quite a while. What does it mean? Well, there's every chance that you might move. You may feel as though you want to move to a different area, a different place. Your work may take you to a different place. You may have family responsibilities. You may feel as though you're carrying a bit of guilt as far as family is concerned, and maybe you have to take on a little more, but you need to know, when is that more just too much? You're going to be concerned about your security. You may in fact buy a property during this Saturn return, but you need to be very careful if you do decide to buy, that A, that you're not overpaying for it, B, that you can actually afford it in the long term in case there's maintenance or extra unexpected property taxes and fees that you didn't anticipate. But you could also find a good investment during this time that might do well for you in the longer term. But you need to be quite careful, you need to get it checked out very carefully, because Saturn means, wherever Saturn is in a chart, means you've got to do things really properly. No shortcuts. Wherever Jupiter is, yep, sometimes you can take a little shortcut. Where Saturn is, you've got to be absolutely on the money. So if it's an older property, get it checked out carefully, get a structural engineer, make sure you know what you're getting into, especially if it's a bargain. And if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So be careful with that Saturn in the 4th, but also it could be a good time for building structures as far as your security are concerned. We've got Pluto in the 6th square to the 9th, is this Uranus energy going on. So for many of you, you're looking for more meaning in your work. You're digging deeper as to how you can get more joy, more satisfaction from what you're doing. There's a lot of focus about needing more soul satisfaction in what you're doing. And of course, in some ways, it doesn't necessarily matter exactly what you're doing. You can put those energies and those positive vibrations into your energy out to the universe at any time. And the minute you change your attitude, the minute everything starts to move forward for you in a better way. If your attitude needs changing, you'll know if it needs changing. But I think there's going to be some profound changes in how you work and in what you do for your work. The square to Uranus means that there's a possibility that your faith is going to be tested. But as long as you know that you have done everything possible in your means, let's say You've had difficulty finding a job, and let's say nothing seems to be coming up at the moment, but you've done everything you possibly can and more to find work and to pay off your debts or whatever you need to do. Then you're going to have to resort to your faith. You may just have to say, right, I've done everything I can, universe, now you do your part. So these are things that are going to, I think, come into the mix, certainly as far as your work is concerned. But it's going to be this quest for meaning. As well, there's going to be also needing to go deeper in terms of your physical health. Pluto, the 6th house, is all about physical well-being and physical health. So you need to look maybe at your emotional state. How is your emotional state affecting your physical health? Very often for you, what you're feeling emotionally later comes out on a physical level. So maybe you need to start going for counselling or start getting some help on a particular area, or open up about something that's bothering you, that's actually just affecting you because you're letting it go inside you, rather than getting it out and then not allowing it to become toxic inside of you. It's also a good time as well to do any kind of psychology, anything that involves deep understanding of your behaviour patterns and your emotions and your thoughts. You may also get some very deep insights as well. Neptune in your 8th house, it's still a wonderful time for anything that involves metaphysics, learning about that, but particularly opening up your own channel, opening up your intuition, allowing yourself to see more, to feel more, to hear more, to go much more with that right brain energy, because there's information there that's coming to you that's maybe just passing you by. You need to also look at finances. You may be called upon by somebody else to give them some money, or somebody who's needy, wanting from you. Well, make sure you've got enough for yourself before you're able to give to others. We've got this wonderful grand trine between the 9th of July and the 27th of July in your 4th, 8th and 12th houses. And also all the Mercury retrogrades come into this house. Now the trine is a wonderful time when it can bring good fortune to you. So those particular weeks in July, as far as the home is concerned, as far as anything connected with joint finances, and anything connected with your subconscious, anything that you do in private. So maybe writing, maybe a secret that you've kept. It may be actually a time to allow it to come out. During this trine, it may come out and it may be beneficial for you. So great benefits in those areas. The fact that the Mercury retrogrades are coming in those areas as well means that sort of February, March, June, July, October, November time, because Mercury retrograde does stretch a long time, at those times you need to reflect more, reassess your home situation, reassess how you're feeling about where you're living and who you're living with and how that's working out. Reassess your finances, reassess your relaxation and rest time. All that will come up. Now let's look at some specific dates and times for you. Leos, we've got Venus in your 5th house for the first week in January, and also from October the 9th to November the 4th. This could bring a new romance. For those of you looking for romance, great times for it. Also a good time for anything connected with your own business or making a hobby into a business. Venus going into your 6th house, January the 9th to February the 2nd. Good time for people at work, connecting with people at work. Also a good time for your health and a good time generally to maybe get some work or something good in the work area coming in. Venus in your 7th area of relationships from February the 22nd to the 25th. This could bring somebody lovely into your life or just lighten up your relationships generally and make you more charming and more attractive. Of course, that's difficult to do, Leos, I do know. We've got Venus in your sign, Leo, from June the 28th to July 22nd. Really important time to do something nice for you to be in the limelight, to have a massage, to go somewhere visiting somewhere that you've never been to, maybe on a nice trip. Just do something nice for yourself then. And Venus going into your house of money between July 23rd and August 16th. So great time for something financially, maybe a little windfall, a little extra money, maybe a time to have a little flutter as well during that period. Mars, that's where you put your energy. Mars is in your 7th house all of January, so be a little bit careful with relationships during that time. You may find that you're a little bit too full on. Just be aware of having a balance there, but it's a good time actually for going out and looking for relationships, particularly a business relationship. We've got Venus and Mars into your 1st house, Mars in Leo in your sign from August 28th to October 10th. This is a time when you should be on all cylinders. Lots of energy, lots of results. You can get tons done. You can plan things out and really achieve a lot. Mars into your 2nd house of money from October 15th to December the 7th. Good time for putting energy into making money, into money-making ideas, contacts, networking. It really should start to move forward for you at that time. Phew! So there you have it, my dear Leos. That is 2013 coming up for you. Well, some of it, as much as I can get into a video, and you can see I've packed a lot in. And you might want to come for a reading about what 2013 holds in store for you, or ask a question. I'd be delighted to hear from you. And I wish you a very happy, healthy, and successful new year. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.